Hi everyone, this is Dr. Michele Alignay, your family psychologist. Welcome to Coffee Break with Dr. Michele. I'm going to have conversations with you about family life, relationships, and faith, and I hope you join our conversations here at this YouTube channel. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michele Alignay for another morning of discussion. I greet the light in you. I greet you with grace, with the blessings, and with lots of love and positivity this morning. So welcome to Coffee Break for another discussion, another kwentuhan, another day to just learn something different, learn something new. The day to change mindsets, a day to just grow. So good morning. Please share this to family and friends who might need it because we're going to talk about a topic that I've been getting a lot of questions. Given my role, given my expertise, given my work, I've been getting a lot of questions on schooling, and that is schooling our children. Come this coming school year, it's already June. Our kids are supposed to be in school, pero they're not in school. So this morning, join me. We'll talk about schooling the parents. Nasan tayo sa equation? Nasan tayo sa educational equation? But I just would like to give you a disclaimer that I'm not going to give you step-by-step methods. You know me, I don't give you step-by-step method. I don't just give steps. I give you tools, I give you mindsets, I give you principles, I give you reflection areas to work on. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. So I would like to say hi to those who are watching. Mommy Hannah, Mommy Claire, C.A. Maria, Liza Romero, and Mel. Yan, salamat for saying good morning. Tita Sol, good morning to you and those who are tuned in. Ana Maria, thank you for being here. I just would like us to just come together as a community, as a family, as co-journeyers while we brace through this pandemic. Friends, just to segue, hindi ko akalain na tatagal na ginagawa ko to until now, because I've been just, the first thing that came to me is that I'll just do it during the time of lockdown, pero we're here. And I guess I'm called, the Lord is telling me to continue doing it. So ngayong umaga, let's just reflect what it means to school the parents. Bakit ko po ito nasabi? I've been getting a lot of questions kung sis, what's your status? What do you plan to do for your kids' school year? So, yan yung mga tanong ko. So, later I'll answer it as a parent. Pero, ito rin yung take ko. Right now, let me wear two hats. I'm going to be an educator and I'm going to be a parent later. Bakit ko sinabing I'm an educator? For the first decade of my life, more than a decade, I've been working in school. I work in the regular school. In big schools, I was a guidance counselor. I am still a guidance counselor, but now I work as a consultant in another school. And also, I teach. I teach in the college. I teach in the graduate school, and that's what I've been doing until now. But I don't do it in a part-time basis. So I call myself a psychoeducator, a psychologist and an educator. Since I moved to this work of speaking, writing, training, and then doing this, I call myself a psychoeducator, meaning a psychologist and an educator. So exactly itong binibigay ko sa inyong mga bagay, this is a work of psychoeducation. I am no longer seeing face-to-face clients because it takes a lot from me to do it. So I'll rather us journey together and be more proactive in what we're going to do, how we're going to deal with our family life, how are we going to go about life. I'd rather us be proactive. Good morning, Mama Mia. Good morning, Tita Tina. Good morning, Ching. Good morning, Lizelle. Good morning, Elaine. Good morning, Tita Rose Ann. Yan. I'd rather all of us to be proactive. Kaya po ginagawa tong mga talks na to. Para simula pa lang, maayos na natin. And as we go along, alam nyo, nasusort natin yung sarili natin. And that is exactly why I was in this work. I believe for the longest time, I'm in the middle of two grounds. I'm in the middle of parent education. I'm in here in psychology, but I'm not deep into the clinical psychology area. I'm not into assessment, but I am I have a very rich background on the work, but I am here. Kung ito po yung field of that core psychology na akala natin, pero at then this is education, I am here somewhere in the middle, overlapping. Pero ngayon nakikita ko of why I am here. It's very clear to me why I am here, because I have the mission to educate, to educate not in the classroom but in life, outside life. And I hope that you indulge me in that work. So, bakit ko to gagawin? I would like to invite you as an educator. I would speak first as an educator and what it means to school. As an educator, it means that to school, school, it's an institution. It's the brick and mortar school that we all went to. And also, but you know, school, it's also a group of people with similar ideas. So, di ba, there are a school of doctors, the school of nursing. So, they're, you know, a group of experts with similar ideas for a common good. But do you know that school is also a source of knowledge? So, doon tayo papasok. We are not an institution, but we are also a group of people with similar ideas, and we are also a source of knowledge. Why is that? Because this is the time that we need to reschool ourselves as parents so that we can better educate our children. I'll repeat that. We need to reschool our parents so we can better educate our children. But ngayon pa lang, I would tell you a disclaimer na wag natin isipin na parang yung school, yun yung binabayaran natin ng tuition. We have to move out of that mindset already. Because friends, hindi yan yung main meat of the topic that I'll be talking to you about. The main meat is that paano natin i-equip yung sarili natin bilang parents. And if you're not a parent, you may be a tita. You may be a support group of your pamangkin, you may be supporting your kids' friends, that right now we need your help. We need your help in the learn from home situation of our children. So here, what's the scenario now? So sooner we will be educating our kids from home. So we will be learning from home together. And isn't that an exciting stage that we're going to learn from home? And I would like to remind you that we are at the stage of raising the digital kids, meaning sila yung mga bata na they have a relationship with technology, they have a relationship with the digital platforms that is very much different from how we relate to the digital platform. And then why are we doing this? Because we need to be safe and secure because of the pandemic. So there's a reason why we are here. But that reason, it's not absolute. We're not going to be here for the longest time. But the thing is, we just cannot take it sitting down. So what's the catch? Parents who are working hard to make ends meet, but the parents also, we're gonna work on the home. We're gonna work on our work, and we're gonna work on our children, and we're gonna work on their education. Okay, so as an educator, let me invite you to reflect on the words schooling. Ayan, schooling the parents yung topic natin. So, iniisip ko, wala pang tried and tested tools on parenting and schooling during the pandemic, during the pandemic. Yun talagang absolutely foolproof. And I believe there's no such thing as being foolproof at this time. The most that we can do is really arm ourselves with a good immunity, arm ourselves with safety. So here, why let's reflect on the word schooling. Schooling, we'll use it as a verb. So schooling, ang nakikita ko pong concern is that kaya marami tayong struggle as a parents na iniisip natin, how are we going to school our kids, or how are we going to educate our kids from the home? It's because I believe yung hat natin, ang nakasuot sa atin is that the school is a separate institution. So now, my invitation to you is that we need to not make it separate, but making it a substance already of how we're going to do our regular life. So here, kaya ako, hindi ako nag-struggle, pero I don't know how to just put it down. But schooling, ang nakikita ko malaking concern, alam nyo friends, let me just be blunt with you, it's not really a battle of the how-tos. It's not a battle of, ang dami kasi nating naririnig. The battle is really in the mind of how are we going to do it. So all our anxieties, I know we have realities. That's why the other day I talk about realities and priorities. Kasi we need to do something about it. So let me just go through the word schooling. And schooling is a verb. Schooling is a verb. So we need to actively do it. So here, first the S, we need to check our situation. As I said earlier, ang daming tanong sa akin, sis, anong balak mo sa kids mo? And then I told them, I've been telling friends, I'm going to make my kids go to school. I'm going to enroll them in the schools that they are in, simply because my situation, and even if I'm working from home, imagine me doing all these things and doing my real work, because this is a mission work, I'm not getting paid, nobody's paying me to do this. I need to help my husband to sustain our family. So even if he can sustain us, I'm the type of parent who also has a mission to do what I am called to do. Get it? So it's not about just the work, but it's about my mission. And right here, right now, I'm checking the situation. Our situation is making me go, let my kids attend regular school, okay? So you have to check your situation. And the thing about situation is your situation is very different from the situation of other people. Kasi meron tayong setup sa bahay, meron tayong finances na pinag-uusapan. So, another one, meron kayong work at meron tayong kailangan asikasuhin sa bahay. So, dyan yung magka-struggle. If we keep just subscribing to different school of thought, to different mindset na, dapat ideal sa ganitong sitwasyon, ito. Ideal sa ganitong sitwasyon, ito. Applicable ngayon, dapat ito yung mangyari. Yeah, we can have it. We can. But is it applicable to your situation? You remember, sisters, friends, our situation is very unique. Can you say that with me? My situation is unique. Can you say that? Can you just put it in the comment section? We all have the uniqueness in each situation. You have to consider that in schooling our children. Another one, the next thing is you have to consider the child. Bakit nga ba natin ito ginagawa? Kasi mahal natin yung anak natin. Pero friends, alam nyo, marami naman akong mindset na narinig that they're not going to get to put their kids in regular school kasi magbabayad pa daw ng tuition nasa bahay lang. I believe we need to collapse that mindset. Why? Because your child is developing, especially if they are in preschool to grade school and high school. Your child is a developing individual. I am a psychologist and I teach developmental psychology, particularly socio-emotional development. So I would like to remind you na in every day, kahit na we are all just home, there is a pandemic happening. Our child is a developing individual. There are cells, there are learning processes. There's a lot of things happening in the person, and that is contributing to how he or she will be when they're older. So this pandemic, wag nating sayangin yan. It doesn't mean that we just only learn through the platforms given by the school, because the child has other areas of development. Even their physical health, physical development, it's already stunted if your child is into sports. So we make the most of what we have. We don't stop our child's physical development simply because hindi sila makalabas. So we have to find ways in doing it at home. So, ang pinakamaganda dito, friends, kilalanin nyo yung anak nyo. Alam mo yung sitwasyon, and then remember, we are doing this. The primary reason we are schooling from home is we are putting our child's safety the priority. And of course, the second one is that we are putting our child's well-being, including their development, to another aspect. So, ayan, iyan yung kailangan kong makita nyo na while the child seem na naglalaro lang, even naglalaro ang isang bata, natututo. para naman wala silang gagawin, online lang sila. Yan ang kailangan nating makita, that being online doesn't guarantee that it is problematic. But now, we need to move that child na walang ginawa maghapon, kundi just being online, we need to move them to another way of thinking that online means learning. Online means education. Online, it's just not about leisure. They need to learn that starting now. Okay, next one, the home situation. Ito yung maraming struggle ng parents ngayon. Kasi work from home ka na, some doesn't have helpers. I have friends who's telling me, ala akong helper, so talagang struggle sa akin, paano magla-learn from home yung mga bata. So I would like you to check also, if your situation, your personal situation, if you have work, also your home situation, there will never be a perfect home setup. But I would like to, if you would see, I have a different setup at my back kasi nag-reshuffle ako kami kahapon ng a few furnitures. Bakit? Because we're going to we believe that this is not going to be in the next 2 months na lang. So we believe that in this whole year, so we need to make adjustments in the home. And that is the main message I'm telling you. The adjustment should be, the home should adjust also to the needs of our child. And we adjust the home to our needs as a parent, our needs for work, our needs to sustain our income. So, you have to check your home situation. And I would tell you, hindi naman perfecto lahat ng situation. I struggle with going live because of some external noises, some situations that, you know, even sometimes hindi makaluto kasi maririnig nyo yung sound ng frying oil. So, but friends, do we have perfect conditions right now? Sorry, I need to use this. Sometimes kasi ang dami nating mga dapat. Lagi ko yung sinasabi, ang dami nating eme. Ideally, yes. But you know, too much ideals can kill us. Too much ideals can just cripple us to move. That's why I said kill us, because you know, it will cripple us. Because if we take a lot of things into consideration, so ang sa akin, edi make the most of what we have. I'll make the home a home, not just a house. That's the goal here. You make the home a suitable place for learning. You make the home a suitable place for your children, and the home starts with you. Not the physical aspect, not the layout, not the furnitures, but the home starts with you. Alam ko na kahit na if you are the homey kind of person, kahit na anong struggle ng resources natin, and then our children would always be at home with us. Isn't that true? And then the next one is O, opportunity. So S, situation, C, child, home, that H, and then O, opportunity. Why am I saying opportunity? Isn't that this pandemic, we have to look into it as a time of opportunity. Friends, what's the biggest opportunity na nabuksan sa inyo ngayong pandemic season? Alam ko, ang mga sagot nyo dati, it allowed you as a family to pray, to spend time together. Ako, I've seen the changes in my kids. I've seen that's an opportunity for me also to see how they are, to see what they do with their time, to see how their skills are evolving. And also, it's the opportunity for me to transform our relationship, to transform yung mga nakagawian na akala natin yun na yung perfect solution. Pwede naman palang maging iba yung way, pero yun pa rin yung goal. Okay, are you getting me? It's an opportunity for us to transform. So there, we see a lot of opportunities. So we have to make the most of schooling as an opportunity. Another one, this schooling the parents is an opportunity for us to be open. So that's another O. To be open. We'll be open to learn, we'll be open to retool, and we'll be open to change. I think a lot of us are getting frustrated and struggling because we are not open to change. We are not opening ourselves to let go of old ways. Yung babayaran na lang yung school, yung, you know, ang sarap nga ng buhay ko or ang dami ko ibang gagawin to learn to retool and to change how we do things. How long did it take us to transition to this quarantine situation? And sabi ko nga last Tuesday, did we hold our life, did we stop our life simply because we'll resume it when everything is back to normal, but we don't know when the normal will be. So it's an opportunity for us to be schooling, it's an opportunity, and also it's allowing us to be open, allowing us to be open as a person, allowing us to be open as a parent, allowing us to new learnings, allowing us to change, allowing us to be open to what the Lord is leading us. And L is life skills. Yan yung perfect. So, sino po sa inyo yung marunong na maghugas ng pinggan? Yung mga anak natin. And they're pitching into the household chores. They're cleaning the kitchen, they're cooking, and that's wonderful. Kasi dati naman natin ginawa yun nung maliliit tayo. I don't know with you, but I'm very good at house chores. So here, we need this an opportunity to teach life skills. It's an opportunity to talk about the situation. It's an opportunity for us to catch them doing good, and then tell them na, anak, that's exactly why I need you to learn that. Yan. Anak, in this news, and then how is it to you? So it's a good way to teach life skills kasi we see it happening in front of us. We see them growing in front of us. Kahit na side by side lang tayo at nagtatrabaho tayo, we are still together, and it's the best time to teach life skills. Kahit na wala tayo sa labas, we can learn a lot inside. So L, and then I, since I'm using the word schooling, friends, this situation, it's bringing a lot of imperfections, and I love it. Baka sabihin nyo, you're so weird, sister. You're so weird, Doc Michele. No, because imperfection, ang dami natin nakikita, imperfection of condition, the setup, imperfection of the, mga madalas tanongin ng friends, paano? I don't trust the school system. Paano yun? Hindi natin alam kung paano kung ganito. Sa paano natin, walang nangyayari. Kasi imperfect din naman, even if I'm working with some educational systems, but hindi rin natin, when there's no foolproof guarantee that everything will be perfect. So the thing here is that you just give your trust to whatever decision that you will be, and then just try to grow from the imperfections. Wala pang nakaka-perfect ng living in the pandemic, as I'm saying earlier. So you have to be open, and one of the things that we should open upon is seeing life skills transform in front of us, and the imperfection of things, and through that imperfections we grow. Remember, that's why I love the word imperfection, because my book Family Goals is embracing the imperfections of family life, because once we embrace the imperfections, we learn to grow and to move out of it. Kasi kung i-resist natin yung imperfections, why are we perfect? Ayaw natin yung ganyan eh. Why are we perfect? So we have to learn from the imperfections. And then the end, I believe this is very important, the non-negotiables. Parents or friends, please, iset nyo, remember my talk last Tuesday, you go back to it, the realities to priorities, you try to set what are your non-negotiables at this time. So sa atin, usually ang non-negotiable is safety and security. And a non-negotiable thing for me, of course, is really educating my child, but not educating my children in the tone of content, in the tone of coverage of subjects na dapat matutunan nila tong skill na to sa math. No, I am more for values, and I am more for the character of my kids. I don't know with you, but I am inviting you to set your non-negotiables. If you're a decision that you need to come up with, especially in the schooling of our kids, meet your non-negotiables, and then so be it. Be at peace with it. Because the last point that you would like to reflect on is your goals. Your goals, what you have been, the values, your non-negotiable values, will lead you to your goals. New goals. Hindi po pwedeng yung ways and goals nyo before na dapat yung anak ko mag-excel sa ganito, meron siyang dapat academic excellence. For me, they're bonus, but it's not the end goal in itself, because the goal here is find new ways of doing things, make a new list, form new standards, create a new mindset that will help us to reach our new goals. That's schooling. We are schooling ourselves. We are schooling through all these things that I'm giving you. Friends, let me just quote from Ate Oprah Winfrey. She said that the happiest people don't have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything. So, isn't it that kahit na nagtatrabaho tayo, we can make the most out of schooling our children? As I said earlier, no one has the perfect formula or steps to do it in the pandemic. And these are the scenarios that I know that many of us are into. Meron ako mga narinig, they want to stop school. And ang sabi ko kanina, I think I've mentioned that. Why would we stop school? But our children are growing. Are you able to provide the child with to boost the development of your child inside the home? Kaya daw nila mag-stop ng schooling simply because hindi nila matututukan yung learning from home situation ng anak nila. Pero friends, di lalong na-jeopardize yung growth, na-stunt yung development ng bata. Kung what will they do all day? A kid needs to be engaged. A kid needs to be challenged for them to develop not just cognitively but socio-emotionally, to develop on all facets of their development, and that is intellectual, physical, emotional, social, moral, and spiritual aspects. So, kung ititigil natin sila ng pag-aaral, paano yung kanilang development? Paano yung kanilang, sabi nga namin, what about that area, the task, the primary goals of each stage of development may nangyayari. Remember, kahit na we are home, may nangyayari sa bata. They are developing. So you have to consider that if you are thinking of stopping schooling. Another thing that I believe that many parents are very apprehensive of is that, should I just homeschool my kid or should I just put them in a regular work? Parents, I know that we are in the middle of many things right now. But what are babalik tayo sa inyong situation, babalik din tayo sa ating anak, babalik din tayo sa ating openness at sa life skill, sa non-negotiable natin at sa goals. Kasi many are apprehensive to do learning from home, meaning you enroll your child to enroll their kids to distance learning or online learning or blended learning, whatever learning that schools are having. One, they're apprehensive kasi they don't know if the schools will successfully do it. We're not talking about success here. For me, as a parent, I'm not going to look at the technicalities on how the school will do it. I am after delivering it to stimulate, to challenge, and to help my child learn. I would see the school as the means, as the tool to facilitate learning. Because in the end, yun naman talaga yung goal. Kasi hindi, and also if I say that, but what about the other activities that my child will miss out? What about their character development? What about their formation? We can do that at home. But what about friends? Yan ang kailangan nating makita. Na, there's still interaction because they will still have what we call synchronous classes. So, yan yun. And if you're apprehensive because ang mahal ng tuition, Otto, let me be honest with you. As an educator, I'll wear my educator hat here. Ang mahal ng tuition, but ang konti lang yung nakita. Friends, sa totoo lang po, hindi pwedeng magtanggal ng teachers yung school. That's a reality. Another thing, they're going to pay for your child's online platform. And they're going to use some resources still in the school. If you think that the charges are, outrageous, parang sobrang OA because of the learning platform. And if you feel that the school of your child will not be really, hindi talaga ready, hindi talaga digitally prepared or digitally resilient or digitally attuned, I invite you, and then you look for another learning environment, meaning you look for another option that you still can put your child to school. If schooling is your option, you can put your child to school that would meet the minimum requirement that you have. But I'm gonna tell you, as I said again, don't look for perfection. Based on your values and non-negotiable, will this institution meet the minimum requirement that I have set? So, sa akin po, madali yung decision ko. Kasi in my end, as a parent, naniniwala ako na my school, the school of my kids should be attuned with the values that I have with my parent, with as a parent, at hindi ako magpapasok sa isang school na ibabash ko lang yung kanilang mga platforms, ibabash ko lang yung at magiging critic lang ako sa lahat ng ginagawa nila sa as formation, because why would I put my child there if I would have ill feelings towards how they do things? So let's be realistic. Let's put our child where we'll somehow be in sync with how we are as a parent, how our values are as a parent, as a family. So I would put my child there. So there's alignment somehow pag ginawa natin to. So kung sa tingin nyo talagang hindi kayo in sync dun sa school and they leave you feeling parang there, then make a decision. You choose another environment that your child will thrive, in a school that your child would thrive. Kung masyadong mahal, and then look for something that your budget can afford. But, kasi reality, maraming nawalan ng trabaho or nag-pay cut yung mga pinapasukan at marami rin na parang nawalan ng income. So, choose an environment that will be aligned to your values and will be aligned to the goals you have set for your child. But I'm telling you, it's not gonna be perfect. And then the other area, marami nagtanong sa akin, sis, are you gonna homeschool your child? Homeschooling is beautiful, as said by my friends. I agree with that. Pero ito po yung disclaimer ko. I believe it's not for everyone. Personally, I believe that this is a calling. It needs to have a lot of time and honestly, not a lot of financial resources to do it. Because if you are working, as in full-time working, and if you have a lot of things in your brain, and also, you have to check your family context, because the difference between the homeschooling and the learning from home offered by schools, the regular schools, is that in the regular schools, a teacher will help facilitate learning. It's a teacher who would engage your child, and your child will be coursed through the learning program using the tools. And our role as parents is to mediate, or to be in between, to oversee and to assist if needed. But homeschooling, you will be the one to actually do what the teacher is doing, to build everything that the content, to build up a content based on a syllabus, to build up on the content, to build up on the activity, to build up the assessment. So, lahat ng ginagawa ng teacher, si mommy yung gagawa. Dito, sa regular school, yung ginagawa ng teacher, gagawin pa rin nila in another setup. Ang sasabihin ko lang po sa inyo, wag nyong hanapin ang ginagawa traditionally ng teacher in this learning from home situation, because there will be changes. But if you say na, mag-homeschool na lang ako, I would support you if you feel that you are called for it. And, of course, you have all the resources needed. You should have the personal resource, you should have the time resource, and you have the, also have the, you're called for it. You have the creativity and the support of the people in your home. Because if naniniwala ako, on whatever platform we choose, either hindi mo ilagay yung anak mo sa school, either you do schooling from home setup, or you do a homeschool structure, I believe we have to school ourselves as parents into the knowledge and even the emotions on how we're going to do that. Kasi kung we're going to be very critical about the scenario. Lahat hinahanapan natin ng areglado, perfection. Ay, bakit hindi ginawa ng school yan? Ay, naku naman to, ganito pala mag-homeschool. So, kung tayo nararamdaman ng anak natin na ang dami nating angst at animosity, hey, that's not the kind of the emotional environment we want our child to live with. I don't want my child to see na si mommy, sinabi ganito yung choice namin, tapos marireklamo rin naman siya. So please reflect on that. In whatever choice we will take, my invitation to you, friends and parents, co-parents, in that choice of yours, will you be at peace with it? And will you embrace the imperfections that go with it? Because there's no perfect solution in schooling during the pandemic. And you make a perfect solution based on your imperfect situation. In schooling in the pandemic, you make the perfect solution based on your imperfect situation. It's making out of the perfect, out of the imperfect. But there can never be there can never be a perfect situation and imperfect solutions. Mas maganda na siguro yung I have an imperfect situation, so I would just have perfect solutions, and that perfection may not be your perfection. The level of perfection, my perfection, I'm not OC, is different from yours. Nasan ka dito, friend? So here, that's what I'm saying. We need to make the most out of this situation. See, wala pa rin akong sasabihin ano yung best sa inyo. Ito na yung sagot ko sa tanong ng friends. What's the best solution in parenting? Sagutin mo yan, friend. Ikaw yung solution for schooling. Ikaw yung makakasagot doon. Where would you be at peace? Where will your child's developmental skills be maximized? Is it in no schooling at all, unschooling them? Is it in learning from home situation, that you enroll them in a school, you trust the school, and then you support your child, and then you be a mediator, you be a learning mediator. Guide mo yung anak mo, anak, let's check what you have done in school. Let me see what else can I help you with. That for me, that's gonna be my role. Or you're gonna homeschool your child. You'll plan everything, all the activities that your child will do. You'll be the most creative mom, and let's do this, anak. But if whatever choice you will have, you have to check your realities so that you can sort your priorities. And I will just introduce to you 5 words, 5S. You need to sort, sift, simplify, school, and support. What do I mean by that? You have to sort now what is important. What is more important for you? What is important for you as a parent? What is important for you as a couple, as a family? Sa dami ng naririnig natin, sa dami ng mga dapat-dapat, ano dyan yung mahalaga? That's sort. Another one, from the everything that you've sort, kung meron ka ng gamit, if you are sorting through your things and you have gamit that you've sort, you have to sift. You have to sift through options. Would I keep this? Would I put this away? You have to sift through. Ang sort is yung pinipili. Ang sift, sinasala. You have to sift what are the more realistic action steps I can take in schooling my children. And another one, you have to simplify. If you have sifted through a choice, simplify na lang. Let's just simplify things for now. Ako, personally, how would I simplify? Hindi ko nahahanapan ng lahat ng subject kasi ang alam ko, hindi naman lahat ng subject ituturo. So, I have to simplify things na, anak, kung wala kang basketball, okay, let's set up a small basketball court. O, anak, you don't have gymnastics or you don't, but still, I need you to be active. How can you do it? So, you have to simplify things. So, anak, ito lang yung kaya mo. Okay, so read more books. So, you have to simplify. It's not the time to be complicated. There's beauty in simplifying things. Another one, school. School, we learn together. Parents, I'm going to put up a workshop. It's going to be a webinar. If you're going to ask me, will it be paid? Yes, but I'm going to go through with you tools on how we are schooling ourselves is in this time of pandemic in preparation for the coming school year. So watch out for that. I hope that you enroll for that. So it's really a reschooling the parents. So, but here when we school, we learn. Friends, ito na yung tamang panahon for the parents to learn. Para po pagdating ng August, hey, anak, we can do it together. Remember, we're all in this together. Hindi po kayo nag-iisa. We are holding hands here in this pandemic situation na napakadaming bago, napakadaming challenges. Pero hindi naman yun eh. Remember, in my past episodes, what I'm saying is that problems are not the problem, coping is the problem. So here, schooling is not the problem. Coping is the problem, and our coping is the problem. So here, support your family, your child, your family, yourself. Suportahan mo yung anak mo, suportahan mo yung pamilya mo, and don't forget, parents, suportahan nyo yung sarili nyo. Choose the path that will give you peace and well-being for everyone in the family. You have to be fair to yourself. Lagi kong sinasabi yun sa sarili ko kasi I don't want to take in all the work that I can take. Sige anak, ako na yung mag-homeschool. Sige anak, ako na yung gagawa niyan. Tapos ma-manage ko pa yung bahay. Kailangan ko pang magtrabaho. Pero pagdating ko sa anak ko, what is the energy left? What is there that I can give? So here, personally, that's my take. I am choosing the path that will give me peace and well-being, and I will choose what is best for everyone in our family, for everyone, because I want my kids to remember me as a mom who loves them despite of, as a mom who supports them. I don't want them to remember me as the monster mom who nagged them into their to do their worksheets, to nag them to complete everything that they need to do. Yes, I always tell my kids, do your best, give your best, do your best. And but the thing is, I don't compare them to anything else as long as they did what best. And that's my goal too. I can be the best mom for them. I'm not comparing myself to you or other moms out there. It's gonna be tragic. So I want to be the best mom for my child, and right now that's our choice as a parent, as parents. You cannot give what you don't have. That's my goal here. So support your child when in any decision that you will have. Where can you support your child? Where can you support your family? And where can you support yourself best? Okay? There. And lastly, I'll end with my points. My personal take, both as an educator and as a mom. I'll support my kids, and I'll support them by sending them to school, the same school that they've been for the past years. I'll send them to school. I sort and sift through my own values, my own priorities, my own new goals for my kids, and then I'll trust the school. And I'll also trust my instinct as a parent. While I trust the school and how they're going to do it, I'll trust my instinct as a parent. Alam nyo kung ba tayo nagaguguluhan? Ang dami natin sinasubscribean. Ang dami natin, kasi sabi ni ganito, sabi ni ganito, sabi ni ganito. Mamili kayo kung ano dyan yung applicable sa inyo. So it's not you comparing yourself to others. And that becomes, okay, prototype ko yan. No, you compare and then you think with your own values, with my own wisdom, and with your own context and situation, which one will be applicable to you. And importantly, I'll develop their character. I'm gonna school my kids. I'm gonna send them to school, and I'm gonna school my kids at home. I'll develop their character and social-emotional life and faith life here at home. And that's my role as a parent. Kahit na hindi yun maibigay ng school, I'm not after that. Kasi alam nyo, I'll just end with this. In my doctoral dissertation, one of the things that I saw is that I did a dissertation regarding it's like the best practices of parents who have successfully raised teenagers, okay? Medyo malalim, so I'm not gonna disclose everything. Pero isa sa findings that I had among 10 families with really good, successful daughters is that I found out that there's an alignment between the school values and the parents' family values. Hindi po sa school nang galing yung values. It's from the parents, it's from the home. So sisimulan ko ulit yan this year. Hindi ko sisimulan, itutuloy ko lang kung ano yung nasimulan namin at papalalimin ko pa. Kasi hindi ko ide-depend ngayon lahat sa school. Inyo na yung math, inyo na yung science, inyo na yung English, inyo na yan lahat ng subjects. Pero I would like to be on top of how my kids develop as a person, as an individual, as a Christian, as a Catholic Christian. I would like to be on top of that. I would like to be on top on how my child develops their character, their self-discipline, their faith. Kasi yun yung makikita ko sa ginagawa nila. Online, ba't ka tumayo? That's a lesson on self-discipline. May online class, Mom, I cannot finish this. I'm sorry, anak, but you need to. That's persistence. Anak, I think you're becoming impolite even if you're offline. That is respect. There's so much to learn if we open our eyes and if we open our heart. So, ang una nating dapat is-school, friends, is us parents. If we school us, if we open up our hearts, open up ourselves to being schooled, to learning how can we make the most out of this pandemic, this schooling from home will be the best year of our lives. Hindi natin alam kung next year regular na tayo. Pero I will choose the path that I believe is best for myself, not myself, but my children And it is equally best for our family. And it's equally fair to us. So, I don't know, where are you in this situation? How are you going to school your kids? Tell me about it. Tell me your decision. Share with me. Comment in this comment section so that I can learn from you also. In the next few weeks, let's talk about how we're going to hold hands still in this new pandemic, in schooling our kids, and importantly, in schooling ourselves as parents, as adults, as individuals who are raising the digital kids, and also adults who are in this digital age. God bless you. May you find the best solution for you, and may you always be schooled here at Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michele Alignay saying good morning.